And we're back to Tales of Nostalgia in Final Fantasy XI. We are on the threshold of the dunes right here. And it is good and bright. Hey, what do you know? There's a party here. Of course, it's a party with trust NPCs. Let's see. Yeah, a few level 18s. That's pretty nice. So there used to be just people lining the walls around here. At least up to here, people would just be standing around shouting for groups, inviting groups. And they would start on these lizards as the beginning prey. So you'd fight lizards, and then after you gained a few levels, had a good working team, you'd eventually move up to goblins. It's like that person's doing. And normally you try to pick a little corner like this right here. You get your group all set up. You have the mages are all stuck up here, far away as possible from any possible aggro, like that goblin coming. So you'd have your healers and buffers up here, and you'd have the damage dealers down here and a tank. And you usually have a puller, such as thief or ranger, whatever, and they'd go and they'd shoot a crossbow bolt, arrow, boomerang, whatever, or just body pull him. And they'd aggro something and they'd bring it right on back to the camp. The tank would evoke it, and then everybody would start in on it. Oops. And the fun thing about that is one mob could decimate a 6-man party very easily. So you had to do everything in your power just to kill one mob. Whereas in other games you could fight multiple mobs and actually have a, good chance of surviving. This was another camp we used to go to over here. Behind all these trees. You have a puller. I pulled a few times before when I was doing thief. If there's many parties here, it was quite difficult because you could actually run out of mobs to pull, and people would be fighting over mobs and all that fun stuff. Because this lower area, this was it, and you can see from one side to the other. This was the main campgrounds, except for that extreme corner, because I think there's a camp of gobs. Yeah. Right there. You might could have camped over there, but there was just parties all over this place back in the day. Of course, let's see, did I show the map? No, I didn't. As you can see, we're in the right lower corner right there. That red dot's flashing. So that's just a small fraction of the dunes. But that's where everybody pretty much got started, was right there, at least from Bastock and so forth. Of course, then when you wanted to go to the rest of the dunes to get higher level mobs such as crabs and what was it? Fish. Puggles, I think is what they're called. Yeah. Little fish mobs. You'd have to go through here. Of course, this is another cave. It's a troll, basically. As you just be walking along, you see these bats. You wouldn't think nothing about these bats, and you'd walk right by them, and then they would aggro you and kill you because those bats aggro. So it's quite irritating, and there's 2 sets. So basically, only way normally you could get through, since this was a high traffic area, is either somebody high enough level would kill them for you, or you'd have to wait for somebody to walk through, aggro them, run away, and then you just follow behind them and hope they didn't die by the time you got to the other side. And then this was also a pain. You have goblins just wandering around here. If you was here and they turned, they could possibly see you and kill you. So it's very difficult to get through this place to actually make it to a camp to XP. Of course, there was bunnies, but nobody fought rabbits because they had nasty AoE abilities. Plenty of goblins. I think maybe one or two camps would set up here if they didn't have a choice. There was always prime camps, and nobody wanted to fight sheep either, because sheep have that AoE sleep and always put you to sleep, kill the tank, then kill the healers, then kill everybody else. That's one reason everybody mainly ground on crabs, because crabs, while they did have high defense, and their attack was still pretty good, their TP moves wasn't bad at all. I mean, it could make it slower to kill them, but you didn't have to really worry about a crab wiping the party out. Not like a goblin or a fly or a sheep or any of that other stuff. Even a rabbit, an IT rabbit, world claws you a few times and everybody's dead. Alright, let's see where we are. Alright, well, that dot's flashing now. Up in Lathane? Yeah, the plateau up there. That's another zone. You gotta cross through that to get to, was it Ronfar? The zone outside of Sandy. So you'd have people coming from Sandy to the dunes, coming from Bastock to the dunes. Right where Selbina is, people from Windy would actually take the boat over here. Everybody wanted to level in the dunes for some reason. So this was the main campground around here. Of course, you could also do your sub-job quest here. You needed a key item. One off a crab, one off a fly, and one off a ghoul. It was a skull. Magic skull. And these leechers were the worst mob here. Freaking white mages. It's funny. White mage mob is worse in the game because it can heal itself. It can throw more bombs at you. I think the only thing that would be worse would probably be a leech, because they're so tough. They just have tons of defense. And here's the puggles. There's goblin bounty hunters. Yeah, pugs. Considering the age of the game, I think it looks pretty good on mobs. These had a TP move called Screwdriver. It could just, one-shot a tank almost if he wasn't geared very well. Now these shores used to be prime campgrounds right here. You'd always set your camp on the shore, so at least you knew your back was protected, nothing to sneak up on you. But then you had all these gil sellers or gold sellers and other games that was, exploiting fishing, and they would just set fish bots all along the shores and just flood the market with materials and all this other crap. So to combat all the fish bots, they put these bounty hunters here that aggro low level bots, because they usually were level 1 bots, and they just patrol the beach looking for bots and they'll kill them. I think before they done this, they added the possibility to fish up monsters when you were fishing. So in hopes, it's like if a bot fished up a mob, the mob would kill it and that'd be the end of it. But apparently it didn't work, so they added these things. The side effect to this remedy is you basically destroyed your beach camps, which some of my best parties were beach camp, and I really enjoyed it, because if there was any downtime, people just XPing for hours and they need a break, you could just sit and fish while waiting for them to get back. But now it's ruined. It's a shame. Yeah, there's some kind of quest here. Anytime there's a 3 question mark clickable, it's usually a quest or something. Or some such. It's even windy in the dunes. Huh. Actually, it looks pretty nice in the dunes when it's, sunny and the wind's not blowing. It's pretty clear. That's the same guy. Oh, that ain't the same guy. Yeah, it's somebody else. And an outpost right up here, which is very handy once you got the warp. Oops. Once you got the warp for this right here, you can just go from your town to here directly. I think it's level capped though, or it was. I think you had to be at least 15 to actually warp here. But you could stay in the dunes until 20, if I remember correctly. Just doing different XP camps and all that fun stuff. And it's a pretty big zone. It's got a bunch of stuff around here. There's another area over here we're coming up on. There's another special area. And on the northwest most point of the map, that leads to, I think it's Gustav Tunnel. It's an area with higher level mobs. It was also a leveling area. I can't remember what level range it was for though. I was saying, it had a bunch of good camps in this game. You'd progress. First one was the dunes, and then you would go to Quafim Island. That's attached to Juneau, but you had to go there anyway to do the Chocobo quest. It was pretty nice. There's another beaches over here that was a good campground for a while. Let's see. Now, this place right over here is where another NM spawns, which is Valkyrum Emperor. He's a fly mob, just like that fly right there. And he drops his hairpin, which is also another highly coveted item, especially for thieves and rangers too, I believe. A lot of jobs, I mean, it gave strength and dexterity. A lot of jobs, or not strength, it was dexterity and agility. A lot of jobs can benefit from that. Yeah, doesn't look like there's nothing out here. Doesn't look like there's many flies either. Somebody may be killing him or camping him, I don't know. I don't remember where the placeholder was, honestly. But it doesn't really matter now. Let's see, I think I'll explore side areas like that tunnel, the different mines, and stuff like that later. And I'll just continue on to the plateau. And when it gets nighttime, ghouls can spawn here, which are skeletons, for the skull item you need. But there are very few spawns, and it's always been worthwhile to go to Guskin Mines, which is in the Highlands. You can go in there, there's tons and tons of ghouls. Massacre a bunch of them, have better odds. I didn't camp, but I've farmed a bunch of skulls for many different people back in the day. I think somebody helped me get mine there, if I remember right. And let's see, now I gotta pass by the outpost again. Go up around there. Yeah, so I came here originally as a warrior, and I didn't know anything about tanking macros or even the proper weapon. I didn't know warrior's best weapon was freaking great axe. I mean, when you started as a warrior, it gave you a freaking sword instead of a axe. So I think I was using a scythe. But, you know, it was alright. I didn't really care for it that much at the time, but that's only because I didn't know enough about the job. If I'd known then what I know now, I'd probably stuck with it and kept going. Because warrior is extremely fun when you have it properly geared with a good sub. I like monk myself. I never really got it high enough to do the ninja sub with double axes, because I always enjoyed that big old two-handed axe. And so I just remember doing that party on warrior one time, and I may have been trying to farm or whatever, but it's really slow on warrior because you couldn't really heal. Like, I think they added that to Signet. It's like when you rest, your HP comes back faster the longer you rest, where when I was doing it, it was like 10 HP a tick or something really measly. So that's when I started messing around with Red Mage. A job that could fight, buff itself, cast debuffs, heal itself, you know, just all around. You just had all the skills pretty much, could even nuke. And really enjoyed that, and got to the dunes, a few parties on it with those people I met in Gustaberg, Morg and Slacker. And of course, you know, naturally I'd pull my sword out, start whacking at a mob while I was healing people. Of course, then I had one person complain that I wasn't standing back and just healing and casting debuffs. And so, you know, I was like, sure, fine, I can do that. So I put the sword away, stood back, debuffed and healed. It still wasn't good enough because I was the only healer, and a red mage has a very hard time keeping a party up at the dunes level. All you have is cure. You need at least 2 jobs with cure to keep your party up when you're pulling ITs at a decent rate, because cure is very slow casting, has a slow animation, and 30 HP just ain't gonna keep anybody up. Huh, I thought there was NM around here. I guess somebody killed him. But yeah, you just can't keep them up. Now maybe once you get cure 2 and you have a decent enough, like maybe if you had some astral rings or something, which converts HP to MP. But you know, needless to say, I kept them up except for that one person that complained, purely not on purpose. They died. Of course, I think somebody came by and raised them, you know, and they got pissed off and left. You know, it's like, whatever. This is what it was. There's a lot of people that in the world that just live to complain, pretty much. If they ain't complaining, they ain't happy, and I believe there's people wired like that. So I go out of my way to avoid those people at all costs. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're coming upon a special area right here. You're probably wondering what's special about this area right here. Well, I was coming out of the plateau, walking back probably to Bastock or somewhere. Maybe even the outpost, I don't know. And I was on my red mage, and a goblin aggroed me. And I was fighting it, and the goblin was winning, you know. I was using up, I was healing myself, the goblin was still winning, and I just got the spell refresh. You know, just got it. And I cast it on myself, and I was running out of MP. The goblin kept beating on me. Well, the refresh would give me back some more MP so I could cure myself again. But basically what happened was I defeated the goblin solely on account of refresh. because it kept giving me enough MP to heal myself and outlast the goblin. You know, and I mean, this is a game where mobs, you know, if they aggro you, usually you're gonna die. You can even pick a fight with stuff that won't aggro you and sometimes die. So yeah, that was a very awesome experience for me. First, really, I wouldn't say it was not like a battle to the end type thing. It was just a difficult fight that I was guaranteed to lose. Unlike any other job like Red Mage, or not Red Mage, like Warrior and stuff like that. But thanks to Refresh, and it's after that point I really appreciated the Refresh spell and the solo abilities of Red Mage. A few other spells made it even better. Alrighty, so we are in the plateau. See, I mean, this area is already just a striking difference from, you know, Gustaberg. It's a lot greener for one. It's got trees, actually have leaves on them. So yeah, I think the first time I ever zoned in here, I just was in the dunes. I zoned in, I looked, and it just looked like just a massive area, and I was like, huh. I turned around and went back. Plus, I don't think I had a map at the time either. Oh yeah, the crag. There's another crag over here. So now this goes to Jekhar Forest and West Ronfar. Has a lot of other interesting features too. There's ravines in different areas, and they made pretty good Beastmaster camps when I was low level. That's one of the things I really enjoyed with Beastmaster, and one of the main reasons I stuck with the job. Like when I was leveling with Morg Venom and Slacker, you know, I think we made it to Quafim Island, and then we eventually done the Kazam Key quest. We got to Kazam, we leveled there in the first jungle, and then we went to the second jungle and leveled there for a while. And I'm trying to think, oh, Garledge, yeah, Garledge Citadel, which everybody just called it garbage. It went there, XP'd there for a little while, but I don't know, I don't remember exactly what it was, if they just played more often than I did, or if they just focused more on leveling. They eventually started to out level me at one point. So, oh yeah, orcs. Where you had quads in the other area, here you have orcs. Big little ugly hunchbacks. So they started to outpace my red mage. You know, I was getting where I couldn't keep up, mainly because of money constraints. I had a difficult time finding out things to farm and sell, which, I mean, I was making money, but not really as quickly as, you know, it was outpacing gear. And I didn't want to sit there and just keep going and crap gear or under level sub, because, you know, you're just not on your game, top of your game then. You're more of a liability. So they eventually just went on leveling, and you know, I did some missions and different things like that. Worked on a few other jobs. I was working on Beast on the side. And as soon as I got raised on Red Mage, I think I spent multiple days in the dunes just standing around raising people, because it was so irritating when you need a raise and there's nobody there to raise you. So yeah, that was quite entertaining, being able to raise people. Let's see. If I remember correctly, there's rams here as well. Now this is the, what was that? Crag of Hala. Yeah, this is Hala. Right here. Another loud flapping bird. Let's see, the Summoner quest is somewhere around here. Yeah, was a nice large area to explore and look around. Of course, you know, unlike Gustburger, it's got rabbits and orcs. I think, was that about it? Yeah, I think that was about it. Yeah, this is really too low of an area for a 6-man party, pretty much. I mean, you could do it, but it was mainly more useful for like a duo or something, just rolling around. Duo, trio. Get your jobs up and ready for the dunes. Let's see. I don't see that ram anywhere. Oh, there he is, battering ram. Oh, there he is right there. Yep. Just like a trimmer ram, except he's a battering ram. Instead of trimmers, he batters. You may as well kill him. There's a chance the NM could spawn. Yeah, they had a lot of drops. Yeah, they drop horns. Alright, now hitting the run far. Let's see. I'm trying to remember where that ravine was I went to. I think it was above that lake right there. I'm not sure. Oh, another battering ram. Funny how the screen shakes when they walk by. Let's see, I'll just pull him with charm. There we go. You can't charm them, so it just binds them in place. Treasure chest. Well, ain't that something? That's just got temporary items in it that stay in your inventory as long as you stay in this zone. Very handy. A lot of times you can get stuff to remove debuffs or heal you or restore MP. They also didn't have that when I was doing most of my grinding. A lot of the convenient stuff was after my time. After I'd already got the stuff I wanted to 75. So ravine is, yeah, coming up on it. Here we go. Problem with these ravines is you can drop down, but you can't get out. The way you drop in, you have to find like exactly the right point to get back out. Alright, so here we are. These ravines down here, there's mobs down there. You just can't see them because they're out of draw distance. And so what I did is I'd make my way down in these ravines on Beast, and there would be mobs down there that nobody would kill, because, you know, you couldn't really solo anything pretty much. Or it was very difficult, but a beast could sit there and charm one mob, set it on another mob, and that's pretty much it. Just kill it whenever its pet died or is too weak or whatever. It's pretty neat. And that's when I really started enjoying Beast at that point. Just the freedom to be able to walk into an area nobody usually goes to hardly at all and be able to get some XP. Didn't have to worry about killing your party, or if you died it was more likely either your fault or just the random number generator trolling you, one or the other. Yeah, here we are. This looks like a way up. Very specific ways out of here, that's for sure. Let's see, had to just keep zigzagging up and he got out. There we go. Alright. So those ravines are pretty entertaining. Usually on Beast you would go places normal people wouldn't unless they absolutely had to. So if you like to explore, it was like the perfect job, because if something did aggro you, you had a good chance to charm it. Or if you couldn't charm it, you could at least bind it in place and give you a head start running away. So it wasn't beating on you while you was trying to run away, because stuff would always, it could be like on your screen, half a football field behind you and it'd still be stabbing you in the back. I don't recall those trees. Oh well. Back on the road now. We'll wrap around and head right back into Ronfire. After that, this has probably been long enough. Just walking across these zones takes quite a bit of time. But this was a more interesting and colorful zone for sure. Quite quiet and peaceful too. I notice there's some zones that just don't have any music playing at all. This is one of them. After I played around this, I think I was really on Beast for a while. I worked on Red Mage a little bit more off and on, but as the level gap between me and my friends got higher, you kind of just got out of the notion of working on it. Because me, Red Mage wasn't as fun unless I was playing with friends. You get a Red Mage and a group of strangers, they just treat you like some whore or something. A refresh whore. So after that, pretty much hung up the Red Mage sword and went on Beast and leveled Beast. It was my first 75, as a matter of fact. Eventually met back up with Slacker as he got Beast, and we duoed for quite a while. Leveling on up, we leveled in the tree. I haven't got to that zone yet, but I will. And leveled Beast with another friend for a while. But yes, Beast Master was my first 75 job. It was a very entertaining job. Even though people told me it wasn't good for in-game, I was like, well, hell, the in-game. I ain't playing it to play in-game, I'm playing it to have fun. here we are on fire. And this is more than likely where I'll cut it off for now. Gotta check the time. This zone right here has some of the best music in the game. So when I come back, I'll more than likely crank the music. We'll listen to the music on the way to town. There'll be no talking, just taking in the music. So I'll catch you next time.